And I usually wait until Sunday to do my reviews for y'all or Monday. But I needed to go ahead and give y'all a fresh reaction to this episode because it's a lot to unpack. So let's just go on and get into it, shall we?
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming in with a force, yeah. Blessings we are reap and we coursing on full. Oh, we not rise on board. Yeah, we give thanks like we need it the most. We have to give thanks like we really supposed to be thankful. Blessings all for my life, man. But thank God for the journey that's to the plus. Yeah. Gratitude is a must. Yeah. Blessings all for my right hand. What's a toast to the friends that they come to me load one time. Sit down in a class on my board, then only see the road and the one with the road.
Looking for ways to improve your health? Look no further. Visit www.shayrenee.net, where we provide healing beyond the prescription pad. We have hand-blended teas and herbs that are going to provide you with ultimate immune health, cold-pressed juices, as well as sea moss gels that are going to provide you with your daily vitamins and nutrients in just 2 tablespoons. Shop www.shayrenee.net and receive free shipping on all orders over $75. Don't wait, because a healthy life is ahead. All right, y'all. So this episode has a lot to unpack. First and foremost, my hair looks a mess because I'm about to go sit in somebody's chair. It's a 24-hour braid shop that's open, and I'm probably going to leave after this and go get my hair braided. But moving on. The episode starts off where the Fletchers are still in the midst of this conversation with Nell and Chris and all their kids. And basically, they're talking about the fact that they need to go to therapy. And Nell is pretty much protesting, saying she don't know if she gonna go or not. Like, she pretty much is like, she don't need therapy. She just need them to go ahead and pay her back when she gives them money. And it's like, Nell, listen, therapy is not just for you to go talk to the therapist to tell them, to have the therapist to tell you, hey, tell my kids to pay me back when they need to. No, it's about how you talking to these kids. You are literally so super overly emotional. You're not listening to them. And we really saw that. We had a chance to see that up close and personal when you sat down with Dr. Francis. I literally could see those kids crying out saying, all right, you see exactly what we're talking about? She ain't listening. She listening to respond. All these different things. It's just a hot mess. And I think that Nell needs to realize that, listen, I get it. You're in debt. That can make you emotionally drained. Hell, when the bills come, sometimes I don't even be wanting to open the damn envelope because I don't want no bad news. But that's just the way that the world goes round. Your children are always going to need you regardless of how old they are. But you have to be the parent to be able to be mature enough to set that boundary. Okay. But we'll get more into that scene when that comes along. So moving on. We move closer into the scene with Marquez and Marcel. Let me say this to y'all. I never thought that I would be saying this, but kudos to Marcel. Marcel really handled this ninja. Really handled this ninja in this scene. Like, unbelievable. But let me start this off by saying this, Marcel. While you gave a lot of good advice, you gonna use that in your house? I'm just saying, because you ain't know your son was allergic to peanut butter. All right? All right? You didn't know your son was allergic to peanut butter. So, yes, you are a father that is in the household, right? Meaning you live there. But what is your consistency, right? Because we haven't seen that with you and your children. I'm not going to take that away from you. You gave this young man some really good advice. But I would like to see you practice what you preach, sir. Because your son would have been on a gurney. Okay? Because I don't even know if you know what an EpiPen is. You sound real smart in this scene with Marquez. But I would be remiss if I did not bring up the fact that you need to practice what you preach. Just saying. But moving on. Marquez is in this scene and he is just basically, y'all hear my husband cussing coming up the damn steps. What the hell? Just come on up the steps, child. Just come on up the steps. Lord have mercy. I can't do nothing in this house at 12 a.m. by myself. Moving on. Marcel was on point with the entire conversation with this young man. It seems to me that Marquez's problem is like, here's one thing that I really, really want to understand. Did you want Trish to be a single mother? Like, would you feel better if she was literally just running around here stressed and oppressed because she got these two children and she trying to figure it out by herself? Would that make you feel better? Because in this entire scene, you are so upset with Ken. But it seems like Ken was the person that stepped in and literally became a resource to Trisha and the kids. And throughout this process, your daughter started to admire Ken. She noticed that he's around. He's there to come with her on to go to the things, to support her. You even admitted in this scene that Ken got your son his first car. Your daughter is telling Ken that he loves her. It was very pivotal when Marcel said, okay, well, if your daughter is crying, she had a bad day at school, and she comes in the house and Ken is sitting there, what you want him to do? You want him, she was like, I want him to be like, call your father. And then Marquez realized once Marcel said, oh, okay, you want to be like, call your father, instead of giving her a hug, consoling her, whatever the case may be. Because then Marquez realized how stupid as fuck he sounds. You sound real dumb saying that you want another man that's sitting right there in the household, that's with your children, to basically disregard them and ignore them, because you should only be paying attention to the mama and dicking her down and be there for her, but F these kids. That's basically what you asking this man to do. You admitted in this conversation that Ken has taken the kids on vacations. He's done things with them. He's been there for them. What is your freaking problem, dude? Marquez needs to grow the fuck up. That's what he needs to do. He simply needs to grow up. He's sitting here talking about how the daughter was like, oh, you haven't been there for me. You are basically calling him an absentee father. The daughter is smart. She's 10 years old. She's not 5 or 6. You've been gone long enough for her to notice. At 10 years old, that is a very, very prominent time in a young girl's life. She's looking around like, oh, everybody else's dad is doing these daddy daughter things, whatever. My father's in Atlanta. Did you think about that when you decided to, one, you took the first step by moving around the corner away from Trish, right? Then you said, oh, okay, well, fuck it. I ain't with her. Fuck her. F these kids. I'm gonna go and move to Atlanta. That's what it feels like. That's what it looks like. But then you mad because another man steps up and comes in, and not only steps up, he really takes the reins and he doing the motherfucker. Okay. And then you mad because your kids love him. I really was searching for him to be like, I just wanted Trish to be by herself and struggle. That's exactly what it sounds like you're saying. The reality is, y'all men will leave the house and then you want to somehow blame it on the woman that you aren't doing what you're supposed to do. Now, Marcel, I'm going to get back on you real fast because you seem to have given chef's kiss. You gave some really good advice to Mr. Marquez, young Marquez. But I'm going to need you to give some good advice to fucking Martel. Okay? Yeah. Because you said that Marquez is the male in the situation. I really need some more clarity on that. Because Mel never left her children. Yeah, Gatormouth is kind of in the situation. But Gatormouth is not taking care of those kids. It's alleged out here that her daughter is bullying the children. It's not the same situation at all. See, this brings me to think, to know that y'all don't know shit. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Because for you to even remotely compare Mel and Marquez in any situation is totally stupid. It is neurotic at all, in all bases. Okay, there is no way that you can compare Mel and this numbskull of a nigga that left his children and think that it's okay. That's acting like a 17-year-old. You married Trisha at 18, but nigga, you acting like you still 18 in the mind. I'm just saying. Okay. But y'all, I just came on in and started running my damn mouth. I ain't say what's up to my people. What's up, Lee? Lee says, hey, Shay, what's up? What's up? Black Butterfly says, good evening, Shay. How you bees? Thank you so much for watching. Angie B says, hi, Shay. What up, Angie B? Paper Chase 22 says, hey, Shay in chat. Summer Breeze says, Marcel told no lies, and I don't even like Marcel. Bingo. Okay. Gwendolyn Love says, hello, Shay in chat. What's up? What's up? Lee says husbands, LOL. Child, right. He coming up to say some more shit. I'm like, well, get your ass up here and get what you need and going on. Like, I mean, y'all done seen him before, child. It is what it is. Summer Breeze says the ex was delusional. I thought he was still going to be there lonely. Child, exactly. Love Me says, hi, Shay. What's up? How you bees? Thank you for watching. Pat B says, I'm sorry, Renee. I'm not trying to jump your subject, Wanda. I have no words, respectful, but I love your channel, baby. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching as well. Love Me says Trisha and her husband talk and act slow, child. Right. Ladell Baisley says, hello, everyone. Pat B says, you're right. Sassy KK says, exactly. Pat B says, amen. All right, y'all. Y'all getting into the all of the all, okay? But yeah, I literally in this scene saw where this man is somebody used the right word, delusional. He is very delusional. It's given very much so you're mad that Ken came in and stepped up to the highest level with your children. There was a scene with your daughter and your son where Trisha was asking them, how do you feel about me and Ken, Mr. Ken getting married or whatever? The daughter was all for it. She was like, hip, hip, hooray, hip, hooray. Like he was a dad to her. He already gave examples of a previous situation where he's not even the biologically his ex-girlfriend that he's no longer with. He's not that little girl's father biologically, but he's still there co-parenting. This guy is just a good guy, period. And I don't like how Marquez tried to make it seem like Ken was trying to, steal his wife, steal, just, confiscate her pussy. Like, sir, let me say this. If Trisha was cheating on you, that's another thing. But you don't even know if she was cheating on you. You're trying to use that. That's just a little excuse that you're trying to put out there. You're trying to use an excuse for why you sat up there and left. And Trisha didn't even come for you. She didn't say, oh, he was cheating on me, oh, this and oh, that. You even admitted in this conversation that you were not there for her when her parents passed away. Her parents passed away, I think she said 3 to 6 months apart from each other. And as a husband, you were so busy into your own whatever that you weren't even there for her. What type of nigga are you? Marquez, you seem very selfish. That's what you are. You are childish. It's given very immature. Yeah, it's given very much so. You need to go and make an appointment with Dr. Francis after the Fletchers are done. That's what you need to do. Because this right here, it also gives me on the flip side that if Trisha and Marquez had have sat down and talked to a professional together, I feel like their marriage would have been saved. Let me say that. Because I also feel like a lot of his anguish is coming from the fact that I think he still loves Trish. I think he does. I think that he's mad that now another man is there showing her the love and care that he didn't give her. And some men they have a warped sense of thinking that another man, what you won't do, another man won't do either. No, baby, what you won't do, another nigga definitely will. Definitely will. Trisha's teeth may be tight, but baby girl's body is even tighter, okay? She's not hard to look at, even though some of her wigs are questionable. She's a beautiful woman. She is, okay? She can easily get another man, as we can see, as she has done. So you were out here thinking, oh, I got her in her prime. Don't nobody want her. I can go and do what I want to do, ski daddle on down to Atlanta, live my best doggone life. And them kids and her, they gonna still be there waiting on me whenever I decide to come back and be a daddy. No, that ain't how it fucking works, dude. That is not how it works, okay? Angie B says, do you think the comparison is because Marquez and Mel are single versus Trish, Ken, and Martell AC are together? That's a good twist on things. That's a good question overall. In my opinion, first and foremost, I don't think that Martell and Gatormouth are together. Let's make that very clear. I think that he never. I know what we see. He never claims her. He does not. He does not have any like he doesn't give any claim to Gatormouth. Let's just say that. He doesn't act like he wants to be with her. There's been several questions given to him as to, oh, are you going to marry her? You say you want to get married. Are you going to marry Gatormouth? No, he don't want to marry her. He don't want to be with her. She's just somebody that he know is always gonna be there waiting in the wings. And damn it, now that they got a kid, he is for sure that she gonna be there for him no matter what. Ass, mouth, and putang open at all hours to do whatever he wants to do to her. Okay, that's just what it is. Okay, but again, bringing up Martell again, and Mel is single versus Trish. Mel wasn't single in their marriage. Like he was messing with Gatormouth before they even dismissed the marriage. So it's just really all over the place with that situation. I can't really make the connection, honestly, Angie B, as to why he compared Mel to this Marquez guy. Because this guy is super, super immature and he needs to fucking grow up. And my thing is, you talking about I mean, we still married. What? You don't give a fuck about y'all still being married? Did you really think that Trish was supposed to keep her pussy as tight as she keep her teeth? No, baby. No. Because what I'm not about to do is sit around here waiting on you to grow the fuck up. That's not what I'm about to be doing over here. I'm about to live my goddamn life like it's golden. Okay? This man made absolutely zero zip zilch nada sense. He made absolutely no sense throughout this entire conversation. None whatsoever. It was very lost in translation what he was trying to convey. And I really feel like throughout this conversation, he thought that Marcel was gonna come in here and be like, yeah, man, do you know how these women are? They be tripping. Yeah, they be tripping. You just trying to be a dad, my nigga. I understand. You out here trying to do for your kids, and they be making it hard for you to do for your kids. You know what? Stand up, bruh. Stand up. What you want to drink? You want an old fashioned? Yeah, let me get back here and make it for you. Yeah. No. Kudos to you, Marceau, for making him understand that none of the shit that he said made any sense whatsoever. Okay. Marquez, whatever your name is, you are a lame. You are unbelievable. Stop blaming somebody else for your missteps with your children. Do what the fuck you supposed to do. And my thing is, I don't even blame him. If you like, you know what, me and Trish, I realized he said that they grew apart during the pandemic. He just realized he really didn't want to be there. You moved around the corner at first. One thing, ooh, I'm about to throw up. Am I about to? Ooh, one thing I can say about Martell. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Excuse me. Let me drink some water before I say this. Mm. One thing I can say about Martell, okay, at least he was there. He appeared to be there for his children, okay? He, when he got the kids, that's very questionable. What the hell he was doing, how he was questioning the children. What your mama been doing? She fucking somebody. If you don't tell me, I'm gonna put some soap in your mouth. I don't know if he was doing that for real, but it's given that he really was doing that. Um, but yeah, at least Martell was semi trying to be there every other week, because even Mel said he wasn't getting the kids on time when he was supposed to, all that good shit. But he at least didn't move to a whole nother state and leave his children. Okay. He didn't do that. He's been a humdinger of a parent and an asshole throughout the process and a bitch ass nigga. But at least he stayed there and somewhat pretended to be a good dad. Nigga, you picked up and moved to Atlanta. You ain't make space for your children. You didn't get them every other week. You didn't do any of that. You just sitting up here basically like why she couldn't be a single mother. Why she gotta move on. Y'all sending each other chocolate emojis and this, that, and the third. Sir, it sounds like you checked out of the marriage a long time ago. Okay? You checked out a long time ago and you were just expecting to sit there and watch her grovel and struggle, and that just didn't happen. And I think that you're mad about that. You're mad that no, not only did she not have to struggle and she didn't have to grovel, she got a diamond in the rough. Mr. Ken jumped in and he was daddy of the damn, that was Daddy Warbucks, okay? And you pissed about that. Cry me a river, dick face. Be a better father. And also, where was your money? Because Marcel asked a very valid question. I'm sure Ken is paying for that house as well that they're living in. What you got on it? What you got on a 40? Hmm? You paying some mortgage over there? What you put on that car for the oldest son? We need to know these things, because you coming in here complaining, but you're not coming in here with any resolutions or any solutions. Did you provide anything financially to assist those children? Cause you talking about something, you FaceTime them and you was talking on the phone with them. That's not being a father. See, the reality is children need their father up close and personal. Let me tell y'all something. My parents have been married all of my years, 39 years, okay? 39 years. My mama was holding me in her arms as she was walking down the aisle at the Justice of the Peace to marry my daddy. My dad used to have 3 jobs at a time, work overnight. He would take us with him so he could spend time with us. My dad used to be double dog dead tired when he would come home. And I never forget when WWE and WWF fighting, wrestling and all that, when I was like 8 or 9 years old, was popular. He would come home and watch those pay-per-views with us, take us to the playground, still be there for us throughout all the working and carrying on and everything. Now, my parents are still together to this day, but my mother did everything in the household. But my father, despite all of the working that he did, he still was there for me at my softball games, everything. That's being a father. Okay. Marquez, you're not a father. Father is not a title that is just comes along because you provided the sperm one night of passion when y'all was fucking and getting it in and a baby came in tow. That doesn't make you a father. Being there for your children makes you a father. Physically, in the flesh, not on AT&T if they still alive. Moving on, okay? So we go to the next scene where Miss Nell goes to visit Melody, okay? Mind you, we ain't seen our girl for a couple episodes now. So I was happy to see her and in her element, doing the things, hosting, being the hostess of the mostest. Miss Nell comes in and she basically is telling her that, listen, I got to go to Dr. Francis. I really don't want to go to Dr. Francis. I don't think nothing wrong with me. it is what it is. I'm gonna just go so that he can tell them basically what's wrong with them. That's what I wanted them to do, and I wanted him to tell them that, you owe me money. Okay, I ain't paying the 5 no more. Just tell me that you gonna give me my money back. Melody was like, listen, girl, let me tell you something. You do tend to be a little elevated with your delivery. Because Nell brought to her attention the fact that the kids said that she always seems to be over talking them, and she need to learn how to talk to them. And Mel confirmed, yeah, you be talking a little shisty. It's a little sauce. It's a little sauce on there, okay? It's a little sauce up on your tone. So Miss Nell was like, you know what? I don't think I need this. I don't need it. And Mel was like, you know what? You know what? I think you need to go. Yeah, go on and go. It could be something that could really help you. Then you got to realize that your kids, even though they're grown, you always going to be a parent. You always have to be there for them. They're not going anywhere basically. So it would basically be good for you to have a conversation with Dr. Francis to understand where they're coming from and how to best communicate with them, really. I saw somebody put Pacino Rule says Martell had no intentions of ever leaving his marriage. He had the perfect setup. That part, okay? Winning all the time says, I was surprised how Marcel actually got in his ass. I was actually surprised too. I was actually surprised too. Ms. B says the video while like the video while we're watching, y'all. Yes, please like the video, y'all. Lee says, I thought you were getting sick for real. Lee, let me tell you something. It was right here in my throat. It was right here in my throat. That's why I'm coughing, because I got to fight it down. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. It's making me sick to feel like I was slightly giving this man some kudos, because we know he a piece of turd, okay? Sassy KK says, I see why Martell says he's a good father. Look what he's comparing it to. Right. And I'm glad you said that, Sassy KK. The reality is these men think that just because you are there in some capacity, like you in the house, that you a good father. No. If you ain't doing shit for these kids, or you Marcel and don't know your kid is allergic to goddamn peanut butter, what the fuck are you doing? Let me tell you something about my husband, okay? That nigga is Mr. Mom. He irons my son's clothes for the week. He washes all of the clothes in the house, okay? He cleans the house once or twice a week. He cooks dinner. I order food in for myself so I can make sure I eat healthy from purplecarrot.com. Y'all, it's a vegan company that puts together these meals. He makes my meals for the week and puts them in the refrigerator for me so that I can pull my food out for the week. Helps me make my drinks, run my business. This man is a father. Picks my son up from summer camp every day. He everything. He teaches him how to read, does his homework with him every day. That's being a parent, being a good father. My son, sometimes it make it hurt my damn feelings sometimes, but he will go to his dad for stuff before he comes to me. Now that's in part because I work a lot, so I'm not here as much as my husband is because he works from home. But that's a part of being a parent. That's how it's supposed to be. Yes, it's co-parenting or parenting as a couple, as a married couple, as a unit. It should be very evident that both of y'all are parenting those children. But that's that on that. And Marquez, he don't know what he talking about. So moving on after this scene with Mel, because it was cute and all, but it was like, did we really need to have a scene just so we can say we had one with Mel? She looked real cute in that scene, but I'm like, girl, you in your backyard, you got your best wig out and outfit, and put this little juice together and things. This was real cute. But did we need her to just tell Miss Nell that she need to go to therapy? I don't know. I like whatever. We saw Mel. That's it. Okay. Moving on. So we get to the scene where the Fletchers are in therapy. And basically, Dr. Francis comes in Nell is nervous initially. She all in the kitchen, cussing Chris out before the damn therapy session, which even further lets us know that this lady needs therapy, okay? So she is telling him, the only reason why this is like this is because you just let the kids do whatever they want to do. You let them say whatever they want to say. And I'm the one that tell them the truth and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Well, I'm going to do this and we're going to have this conversation. But it ain't me, it's you. I'm like, okay, hey, whoa, hey there, hey, calm down, okay, calm down. That's what you need to do. Calm it on down. That's why we're here with the therapist. You need it, okay? Miss B says 62 likes and 127 of us watching. Like the video and help our girl Shay out. Thank you so much, Miss B. I loves you. Okay, I loves you down. Y'all, please go and listen to Miss B and likes the video. Please and thank you. It's just a free way to help me. Okay, so they sit down and talk to the therapist, and Dr. Francis is basically like, "Listen, I just want to understand, y'all. Go on, have at it. Tell me what your problem is." And Miss Nell is basically like, you know what? I just want them to understand that the buck stops here. She ain't say it like that, but she basically is just like, we need to establish boundaries, okay? And that's really what I want to come here to do. So Lance speaks up and he says, "Listen, Mom, I don't want to." And he was kind of talking in circles initially because he was just like, I don't want to piss my mother off because she already obviously is upset. I don't want to hurt her feelings, but it's just kind of like every time we talk, you don't listen. You are basically listening. You're not listening to understand. You're listening to respond. It's like you are you're putting together what you're going to say back to me before you even take in exactly what I'm saying. And I'm just trying to tell you how I feel in most situations. And I feel like a lot of times these kids are coming, and let's stop calling them kids. They're children, okay? These grown ass people are coming to them for assistance. But sometimes there is room, in my opinion, for Nell to probably say no if she would actually listen to them. She may be able to provide them an additional solution that doesn't require monetary solutions. I think that she's just so worked up, and I think that her energy is always on a high level where she's expecting them to ask her for something, that she just waiting for them to ask and just be ready to be like, "No. See, this is what I'm talking about. I told you if you didn't do what you did and you ain't do it in the first place, then you wouldn't even have to come to me and ask me for blah, 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 blah." Instead of just listening. And that's what was the resounding message with all of her kids, or young. Sassy KK had a good, she said young adults. All her children, all her young adults, okay? They basically were like, "You don't listen to us. Dad listens to what we have to say, and he actually gives us some positive feedback, okay?" I think Miss Nell it is very. I'm concerned about her in the way that she responds, because it's like, I don't want you to end up having a damn heart attack with this overly extroverted like, this is just over the top every single time she responds to something. And Chris and and her children are just so used to it that they just sit there and kind of shrink themselves while they listen to her literally throw an adult tantrum about whatever they're asking her for or whatever they're coming to her about. That would make me not want to have any type of conversations with her whatsoever. They must really need whatever they need, because that right there, I wouldn't even want to have to deal with that response. So that would make me be like, "Oh, fuck no, I'm not asking my mother for shit." Because if that's how she gonna respond every time I ask her for something, oh, nigga, no. I'd rather be on the pole somewhere before I go and ask her for shit. That's just me. It's too much. I would not be able to deal with that. And even and Lance kind of spearheaded the conversation of getting her to understand that this is just team too freaking much. I loved how Dr. Francis was able to listen and understand that everybody pretty much has the same gripe with Miss Nell. It's just too much. I will almost be inclined to feel like when she was growing up that people must have had these overly exacerbated responses, and that's where she gets that from. It almost makes me wonder, and I don't, y'all, let me start preface this by saying I don't. I think that Miss Nell, her business must be doing extremely well because it's been in business for so long. But it will almost make me wonder, how are you responding to those parents when they come in there and there's a problem? Because when you're dealing with people, children, there's always something. When you're dealing with your employees that come in and out, Miss Nell seems to be the person that has like a really big heart, and she always wants to be there for her people. She gets really involved, right? But I'm pretty sure she probably yelling and screaming at them people too, and that can't be professional. I'm just saying, I don't know this to be true, but I'm concerned. I'm a little concerned. But hey, moving on. So as the conversation goes on, Dr. Francis basically says, I want you to address each one of your children, and I want you to talk to them and tell them how you feel. So she went one by one to all of them and told them that she loves them and that she hears them and she's going to listen to them more. And it almost shattered my heart when she talked to Lance and when she talked to little Chris. I feel like Lance wholeheartedly felt everything that she was saying in his whole body, because she it's something about that first kid. The first child is the one that teaches you everything about yourself. The first child is the one that teaches you to not be selfish. The first child teaches you that it's not all about you anymore. The first child teaches you that you have to change. Because my son has definitely done that for me. I believe that I waited later in life to have children because it was all about me. It's all about what I wanted to do in my life. And I think that with Miss Nell, Lance was that changing, air in life for her. And I think when she got down to Chris, I could just see Chris's face, like, oh, he almost brought me to tears. The way that he was looking at his mother in admiration for her to say that she was proud of him. I was like, baby, ooh, y'all trying to make me have an emotion in this episode. And my heart went out to him because I can feel, I don't know if it's me being a Cancer or just me having a heart. I feel like little Chris is searching for something. What it is, I don't know. But I feel like little Chris is like searching for validation. I think that he has, you know, I don't think that he's achieved what they think that he should have achieved in life. I think he may have had one plan for himself and how his life should have gone, and it didn't go that way. So now he's trying to figure out what the next steps are for him, because for the rest of his life. And he's struggling through that. And his family is his crutch. And I think that he lashes out in certain ways as far as crime or whatever, these little petty, things that he's doing and going in and out of jail or whatever. It's because he's really struggling within himself as to what his next steps are. And that's challenging. It really is. But I can see that connection with him and Miss Nell. And I pray that he is on the path forward. I really do. I really pray that he is on a positive path forward and it continues, and that he is able to grow up and figure out, hey, I can't be doing all this little bullshit that I was doing before. I got to grow up. I got to be on my shit. I gotta I gotta live my life positively. And my parents can't be my crutch for my backsliding and doing bullshit. No, you got to grow up. Okay. And I really would love to see Chris and Miss Nell have a one-on-one scene, because I can imagine she went to all the children and told them how she feels, but I would have loved for her to go over to Chris and have a conversation with him too, because as her husband and as a man, that pretty much carries everything on his shoulders from the family if you are a good man and a good father in situations. It seems like Chris is very involved with his children. I feel like there needs to be a breakdown in community. There has to be a smoothing, if you will, of communication between the two of them. Because I think that Chris loves Miss Nell, but I think that he struggles with her communication. I really do. And that can, the way that she talks to people, that can be very belittling for a man. It absolutely can. 1000%. So I love the fact that she ended up giving Dr. Francis a hug. I really want to see some more scenes with the family and Dr. Francis because I think that it's going to be helpful for them and it'll help them to move forward and help Miss Nell to communicate better. Um, but shout out to Dr. Francis being back on the show. He is always a breath of fresh air on this show. And I just love seeing him. I think he's a good therapist and he is a good resource for a lot of these people. Hell, maybe he should have been on here with Marquez and damn Trisha 5 years ago to help save their damn marriage. But, moving on. So we get to the last scene with Marquez and Trisha. Okay. I feel like Trisha is 1000% correct. Their communication is terrible. This whole scene, Trish didn't know what to say to this man. He comes in basically off the brink of the conversation with Marcel, and he says, "Listen, let me just tell you, my problem with you is Ken. Yep, it's Ken. I don't want somebody else trying to be my kid's father. My daughter is saying that I'm not a good father and blah blah blah." And Trish is like, "No, she didn't say that." It's like Trish throughout this conversation was still trying to massage this man's ego. I really just didn't understand why she was handling him with kid gloves. This man left you, for crying out loud. She even pointed out the fact that he wasn't there for her when her parents passed away or whatever. And he was like, I never lost anybody like that. So I understand I wasn't there or whatever. But like, I just really don't like another man pretending to be my kid's father. We just need to have a conversation. We need to, but all in all, from this around the mulberry bush conversation they had, nothing that they talked about made it okay for them to wait 5 years to get a divorce. Why haven't y'all gotten a divorce yet? Also, I want y'all to pay close attention to the fact that Marquez said that they are legally separated. Miss Tight Teeth, Trish, said they didn't ever do any paperwork to be legally separated. They just been separated for 5 years. Girl, what? Let me tell y'all something. Get the fucking divorce, okay? Y'all are not good for each other. This man has been obviously in Atlanta dipping it and doing whatever the hell he wants to do and not caring about you or your children. There is no way that I would have any inkling of a piece of gratitude or solitude or waititude for this man in my spirit. This whole storyline is just it's flat. It really is. It's giving he's stupid, you're stupider for allowing him to stay around with your stupidity and his stupidity in tow. It's stupid to me. I don't like it. I don't like it enough for me to care about y'all being on the show. I bet people thought seeing him and her in this scene was gonna make. I still don't care about y'all situation. I do think it's dumb that you haven't gotten a divorce yet, but I'm not invested enough to care about whether y'all got a divorce or whether I love the fact that Ken stepped up and he seems to be he really cares about you and wants to be there for your children, but I'm not in love with the fact that you over here playing with him. Wrap this shit up and put a bow on it, cuz Marquez is very clear that he want to do what he want to do. He's jealous that you found somebody that loves you. He even told Marcel, man, he loved her. Like he down. down for the count with her. Like he loved her dirty drawers type shit. He knows that there's no way for him to get back in his mind. But I would challenge him. If he wanted his wife back, he could. Cause Trish was over here silent as a damn lamb. I believe in this moment, Trish was waiting for him to come in there and be like, listen, I got a problem with Ken because I still loves you. I wants to be your husband again, and I wants to be in the house. I feel like he took my place, and I've been stubborn all this time, and I really still want to be with you, and I want to take my rightful place back in the house with you and the kids. That's what I think she wanted him to say. But this man closes out the conversation with, "Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get them papers done while I'm here. Can you gonna go half on that? You got 5 on it? No? Yeah, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need you to pay half for this. Yeah, this filing or whatever. Cause yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get that done." Boo and bye to these people. I just that's all I got. That's all I got for them. This was a very interesting episode. I'm really not excited to see Destiny back on the screen again. I'm gonna come back on and do a review of Queen Sheba's interview with Sunny. Now y'all all know I was, really here for Sunny when I found out she was a Cancer. Sorry, I didn't think anybody could do anything wrong that's a Cancer. Sorry, okay? Now, Sunny, you did take that lady's man. You did. Whether he was, her man for 3 days a week to uh, a fucker, he's somebody she was just fucking around with, whatever. They had a relationship, okay? And you took the lady's man. It is what it is. However, I see why he chose Sunny. And we're going to talk about that when I review the Queen Sheba interview. And shout out to Queen Sheba because sis be out here getting all the info, okay, from the right people. But that's it, y'all. I ain't got no more. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's watching this foolishness with us too. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.